All right, I want to take a look at my Fury Druid. This is end of season, even when I started building this, so it is not perfect. I understand that, but when I started fooling around with this, I wanted to build this because of the Tomb Reaver, and Wapinator reminded me he did Fury Druid a few seasons back, and when he did his Fury Druid, he also fell in love with the Tomb Reaver. So great minds think alike, or damage minds also think alike. But for the Tomb Reaver, actually, why don't we do this first? 155 IAS in the Tomb Reaver. That's the best breakpoint I think you can hit in PD2. But what I've just been using, and you can play around with the numbers here, POD, Path of Diablo attack calculator. This is going to be good enough for, or it works at least for PD2, the POD one. Primary weapon, like Tomb Reaver, right? Pop it in, make sure werewolf level's set to 20, and then you can see the breakpoints here. And 155 gets you to 4 attacks, or what, 4 attacks per frame? Is that how that works? Whatever. 4, you're like, well, is 4 really worth, getting from 6 or 5? Yes. The frames matter so much. The more you're attacking, it's just generally better. We mathed it out, and there's a bunch of stuff I did not produce this season because I kind of got lost. And I'll see if I can find the video where we mathed it out, that it is just always better, almost always, in every configuration you can think of, to get better frames on the Fury Druid.
Like that. I mean, if you were to... Well, I guess here's part of the difference. Like, if we were to say that these were zeros on our crit strike and you weren't using the G-Bane, and then we take this up to 55, the difference is much less, right? I mean, we expected that because the G-Bane is giving you, or is making the deadly strike that you're
Less
getting
effective.
worth half as much, just about. So...
Interesting, though. So getting the... Okay, so it's only an 8% difference on the lower frame, but then I could put on a Leviathan. Alright, so I probably have to cut this and put this at the start of a video if this becomes a video, but we're trying to figure out whether or not having the 155 breakpoint on the Tomb Reaver is better than having just the 100 IAS breakpoint for 2 frames and putting 2 lows in it. And basically, the math is coming out that it is almost always better to hit the higher breakpoint.
Yeah.
You can get some different gear options. You can switch a G-Bane out for a Leviathan, but...
Yeah. That's all I was down here was saying, with Leviathan you hit 174, and then you just get the rest of your strength. So.
By the way, if you're one of those people out there who, just can talk the pants off anybody, you're really smart, but sometimes math hurts your brain. You got C's in calculus. You weren't horrible, but you got C's. This is why you befriend the math nerd next door, right here. Because 25 years later, 15 years later.
15, yeah. We're not that old. But
did you actually get a math major?
Yeah, I have a degree in math.
And just to give you an idea, Thunder Maul is the other common weapon, Cranium Basher, which everyone's going to say is way better than the Tomb Reaver. Well, better in which way? Because you'd think that amp was going off a lot more. For example, I do have a Gavel here, which has, I think, the higher chance to cast the lower level amp. But even at 12%, it's not going off as much as you'd think. And you're doing so much damage. I know, it's amp damage is the best source and it deals with physical immunes. But if you're looking at, say, a Cranium Basher, which has 30 IES on it, you can get, 6 sockets on there, so you can get to 150. You can get to the 5 frames instead of the 3 with the Tomb Reaver, or 4 with the Tomb Reaver. And I believe, you can get an IES corrupted 50 and get 4 sockets and get to 150 that way, 130 that way as well, and then you're at the 6 frame. But, the frames matter a lot, and I think the Cranium Basher, it is the best in slot, but I think it's overrated as the best in slot. Like, it's not, so far and away above. There are budget options. Wind Hammer, I think I got a 5-socket Wind Hammer in here somewhere. A Reaper's Toll with 4 sockets or 5 sockets would do you fine for a little while, too. You have options here to start out, but I just like the Tomb Reaver because, A, all resist, and it will reanimate undead. It's significant. It keeps your Merc alive. It's nice. The life after kill, the magic find, really is what does it for me. It's just what I think the best option is. I am still going with Crown of Ages. I don't care what Jalal's does. I don't care about the 4 extra skills. Crown of Ages is just dope. It is my favorite helmet. There's a reason they had to pull the 1 to all skills off, because if they didn't, this was the best helmet in the game. Period. End of discussion. Ignore that gull that's in there. I was trying to get to Wrathma with this, but then I forgot Gladiator Bane exists, and I literally had a good one. I'm using an Atma's just because I don't have a source of amp, and that is enough to deal with some of the physical immunes. Like I said, when the amp goes off, it is worth it. It just doesn't go off as much as you'd think when you're attacking as fast as you are. I do have a Mara, Max Maras for like bossing and stuff, and on that note, I just ran Declone on 0. I got the saddest Annie in the world, but I ran it, believe it or not, at 81 fire res. I completely forgot to switch out my gear. I didn't have max res. I had 2,300 life. I did burn through almost an entire, I got 8 rejuves left plus that, and I had a full inventory, so I burned through that many rejuves to stay alive. But you can do tier 0 here on this with, 81 fire res. I mean, 85 would probably do you fine on tier 0. Gore Riders are probably your best in slot for boots, unless you do a declone and stuff. Any ring, and I have Raven Frost because I have a Leviathan on, but I mean, your rings are going to be subjective on, whatever else you have. I like the Leviathan. Look, the Gladiator's Bane adds the critical strike, and when you have the Maras on, it's even more critical strike. I don't know. A shaft stop would probably be your best in slot here, I think. It adds the life and everything. Leviathan is more, I guess, if you want to be using the Cranium Basher because it has the strength on it. But I like the curse resistance, man. Curse resistance is awesome, and with this configuration with the occultists, I've got the length reduced and the curse downed. So I don't know. I like this setup, and I'll probably switch to shaft stop if I run this next season. But this will be my setup in a max res string there. Other options are, like I said, Gladiator's Bane. You have a lot of flat reduce already from the string and from your werewolf, so throwing this on, that's a lot of flat reduce. It's pretty good in maps. The problem is for bossing, you don't really feel that flat reduce, in my opinion. Soul Drainers is what I, have. Probably better than the Occultist, obviously, but I like I said, I'm just running this because I like it. Other options, though, I mean, you can find a decent crafted armor. That one almost got there. I just can't find one better than that. But, strength, life, PDR, ED, yes, great, awesome. Things like Andy's Face, I have that for, like, Rathma. Again, the IAS doesn't really help you. Those are just Rathma-specific items. I'm sure Jalal's or a Cerberus Bite with 3 sockets is going to be the main go-to for people instead of the Crown of Ages, but hey, I like to be tanky. And these don't have PDR on them. That's gear. I mean, skills, it's a Fury Druid. Everyone knows how this works, right? Werewolf, Lycanthropy, Feral Rage, Fury. Fury and Feral Rage are synergies of each other. Those give you life and attack speed and all that. Heart of the Wolverine, I mean, if you want to... I might try Oak Sage next season, because, I mean, this does add a significant amount of attack rating, but I have plenty of attack rating, and it's a significant amount of damage. But again, you have a lot of damage. Again, I don't know, I think I'm obsessed with tanky characters. I know I'm the softcore idiot who plays like he's playing hardcore, but I have one in all the vines just because I have no mana leech with the soul drainers off, so having those around is, all the vines around is pretty useful. Lifers across the board, skillers. Remember again, at the end of the season, I kind of had to buy budget. Every bit of life is significant because you get that max life from the werewolf form. Oh, and CTA on swap, by the way. You want to turn into werewolf with your CTA out because it's higher level. But 25. Okay, 25 life. But when I throw it on, it's, it's almost double. I can't do math, 42 life, right? So every little bit, the 25 versus, the 35, I mean, it's significant, man. So, just keep that in mind. That's the sort of expensive part, I think, about this. The rest of this is, standard. It's standard melee gear, but the lifers, this is one of those classes where, getting high life skill charms is very, very much worth it. Annie, Torch, right? On the Merc, like I said, I have a Gavel Pain because I only have the source of amp with the Atmas and an Innocence to make him proc it off and a smattering of other just, bullshit. In maps, I mean, man, the thing really, it shreds. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm surprised at how good the Fury Druid is mapping. What holds it back is obviously the fact that it doesn't have teleport, right? It just, you don't have the ability to teleport around. I can't even do this because did I open Declone in this game? Oh, it's the same game. Yeah, sorry. Oh, okay. Well, I'll throw up some other map in a minute of me running this, but like I said, the 5 frames or the 3 frames or whatnot on the Tomb Raider, the 155, it's significant. It really is. If I had to say priority for gearing one of these out, it's get your weapon, which is standard for most melees, but you know, dumping. You guys have seen me build things before. I will dump runes in weird places and avoid the big ticket items until I have to. I think I would build this backwards. I would get the 6, 7 high runes. I think I bought this for 5 or something like that. I would get my weapon first, because the rest of this, with the werewolf form giving you so much life, so much attack rating, so much damage, I mean, you could be throwing on, you know, a tooth throw and running around for a while and be okay, or a regular shaft stop, regular Leviathan, a regular Gladiator's Bane, and be just fine. I mean, finding that weapon, if you're stuck with something like, you know, let's say you threw 3 shales in that, it's like, that's the biggest bump you're going to find is going to be this, hands down. Prioritize that. I think that's everything. So, again, for bossing, you probably know standard litany gear. You probably want water walks so you're not walking with 81 fire res like I did, or some vexes somewhere. Nature's Peace. Gladiator's Bane is still probably like best in slot for Rathma. It has the poison reduce on it, so if you can get the throw on an Andy's face, even though IAS doesn't help you, and maybe even sacrifice your glove. Well, gloves you want Death's Grip. That's the problem. You got to find. That's why I have that gull in there, actually, because I was just using Venom Ward. So you can't get there with a Venom Ward and do it like that with a quick swap out. But multiple ways to get there, and then just throw on a bunch of poison reduced stuff, and you're good to go for Rathma too. So, you see my cool sign behind me? Isn't that neat? I'm like a real YouTuber now. My wife got me that. Look at that. Yeah, it's awesome. See you guys this next season, which will be August. What I wanted to do in the meantime was kind of give back to the community a little bit. I wanted to do this for a while, but I wasn't a big enough channel to actually do it. And now I think we're large enough we can do it. I think I want to shout out some smaller channels. And we're probably going to put a compilation together of people that we like and people that we watch. I will inevitably miss someone, and probably miss someone important that I shouldn't miss. So if you are watching this late into the season and you want a shout out on your channel next season, and you know, let me know. Okay? See you guys later. Oop, and the inevitable lag problem that I always have. Almost died. This is why I don't like playing hardcore. And there it goes again. My connection's so bad. having fun with that, buddy? Oh, I forgot to fortify this map, didn't I? Yeah, I did. This is kind of why I like the Tomb Reaver. I have found more uniques with this at kills all at 235 than I did with my Necro, and he has like 600,000. Just having 120 or 180 built-in MF, and 120 if you had like what a Geeds on. It's just it's significant. You guys kind of laughed at Walkman here when he made that video. It was like, hey, MF is really good. And it was like, who the hell is he making that for? Me. I forget MF. I never put MF on my mappers, and it's probably the biggest reason I can't find shit. There's enough MF on the maps. No, there is not. No, there is not. Actually, and I can hear my wife yelling. So I'm going to clean this map up later and rush to the boss to show off the single target. Later. Oh, so I need to kill them all. Oh, no shit, she's yelling. Okay. Fuck off, I need to kill the boss. Fuck off, I need to kill the boss. Get out of my way, fuck off. Here we go. Hey, I would like to have you singled out, please, so I can show off the single target. And yeah, the Strength of Fury Druid. And this is obviously a very a Fathom. See why I like the Tomb Reaver, guys? They're just the MF is just so I fucking love. I love the Tomb Reaver. That just seems worth slamming. It just seems just so shit, but. Fathom. 26% Fathom. Alright, here. We're on the Veer. I gotta slam that, right? It's gonna be 3 Saga. I have a Cold Sork. I have a Cold Sork that I'm barely using. Ready? Ready. Come on, 3! Yeah. Oh, never mind. Fuck this game.